Coach, first three quarters, no points. Fourth quarter, you got it going a little bit. What did you see in the first three quarters out of your offense?
0 points. Not very good football. I mean, we didn't, I always talk about a team playing in a game, you're going to deal with good, the bad, and the ugly, and we had a lot of ugly in the first half especially. I thought we played better in the second half in all phases of the game. And I think that our defense recovered from kind of an ugly start because we simplified some things and played just much better, disciplined, good football for three quarters, to be honest with you. And we put them in some bad positions offensively, and they kept responding and gave us an opportunity to get back in the game. But offensively, I think they did some things that were different, and that's the most difficult thing for us is what people do to us and what we prepare for. And sometimes we don't prepare for things, even though we know what we're supposed to do. You don't play against it until you get in the game, and it takes you a while to get going. I thought once we got going, I thought we did some better things, but too little, too late. But still, that game came down to plays. We missed a gap on defense, and the guy runs 62 yards or whatever it was for a touchdown. And we had some balls that maybe could have, would have, should have been caught, and those are touchdowns. And we fumble, and we have some penalties that hurt us, and some things like that. Those plays are the difference in the game. But I'm not too sure that it's a series of play. A game is every play counts, and when you make a bad play, you better look back on it. So a lot of people want to point to certain parts of the game. We made enough bad plays that it was a team effort. And I think as coaches, we got to grow too. I mean, there's some things I think that, Jim, it's his first time calling an option offense, and I think that he'll learn from that. And I hopefully need to do my job and help him along maybe a little bit better than I did tonight. But I thought once he got into a flow, I thought we were a much better football team. Our fourth down success in the last couple of years has been phenomenal. Our short yardage offense was horrible today, and that's really disappointing. If I really pointed to anything, it was our short yardage offense that really hurt us, and because it gives us the opportunity to keep possession, it keeps them away from him. And the other thing is, by not doing well in those, we put our defense in some horrible positions, and give them a lot of credit for responding. But I think if there was one bright thing, I thought special teams played pretty well tonight.
Khalil's first start in a couple of years. What did you feel about his control of the game or his ability to move the ball?
I think he played okay. I mean, he played all right. I mean, I think there's a lot better in him, and I'm sure he's gonna be the first guy to say that he can play a lot better too. So, I think all those things they're relative to who he is and all those things. And sometimes, when you put expectations on a guy, so we expect him to be a great player, and so he needs to play great, and he will. And I thought he battled. His competitive spirit definitely showed today, and I think that's something that you got to applaud of our whole team. We were competitive. We didn't throw in the towel. We actually played harder as the game went on. We actually gave ourselves an opportunity to win a game that if you would have asked me that at halftime, and basically what I said to him at halftime, I said, this is going to be the greatest thrill of your life because I know we're a better football team than we just played. And we're going to find a way to win this football game 21-20. That's exactly what I said. And we're going to enjoy it. And we came darn close to doing it. Even though we probably didn't play well enough to do it, we gave ourselves an opportunity to win.
Coach, you said in the offseason that the most important thing for Jenkins was to kind of find the flow in this offense. He seemed to kind of settle in the second half. Do you think that he kind of found his rhythm within the offense?
Well, I think you really got to get the way you get into a rhythm is, I hate to say it in their offense, you have to be patient enough to take 2 yards. And you don't need to force the issue. And I think sometimes, we look at things and, they had a game plan, and as we got the game plan figured out what their game plan was, I think we started to play better, but I think it took us too long to really get a good feel for it. And that takes our offense out of a rhythm. It takes your coordinator. I hate to say I've been there. When things aren't going well, it's tough to sit in that box knowing that the head coach is steaming down there about the way you're playing. That's no fun. But he'll get better because of it. Khalil's going to get better because of it, and we'll be a better football team in the future. And I think that's the way we have to look at it. Extremely disappointed on how we played, especially the first 30 minutes, but extremely pleased by the battle and the heart that we showed to compete.
Pro throw with 39 carries.
Too many.
Is that too many?
Too many. That's my fault. I take responsibility for that. Jared Mohammed's a good player, and we can give Jared Mohammed 9 or 10 more of those and cut down the hits on Joe. But he is a great player, but Jared probably needs to play a little bit more than he played tonight. But that's on me, So we just got to live with it.
Chuby Danu, do you want to get him more involved? Like, is he someone you want to mix in?
Well, I mean, his speed and Kyle Lewis's speed on the field at the same time with J.J. Koski and Joe Prothro and Khalil Jenkins, that's a lot of good athleticism to only score 14 points. So we got to find a way to be more explosive. I looked at our run game. Our longest run was 11 yards. And that's not who we've been in the past. So we're going to have to figure out a way to make sure that we can make some plays. But at the same point, you still have to be patient enough to do your deal. And you got to pick and choose when you take shots. And, at the end of that game, we had ourselves in a great position, and we took ourselves out of it by getting a penalty and putting ourselves in a horrible position, even though we had a chance at 4th and 8 to get it done. But Chuby's a good player, and I think we have a lot of good players that we got to find ways to get the ball to.
How'd you guys block the edge tonight in the running game?
Well, blocking the edge, what they were doing might have had something to do with how we blocked the edge, let's put it that way. So give them credit. I mean, they had a good game plan, and they executed their game plan very well for 2.5 quarters. But I think once we got things figured out, we played better. But he did a good job, and he's got an option background, so that's the way he rolled, and I give them a lot of credit. I knew going in, they're a good football team. I mean, you don't get to the 3rd round of the playoffs in FCS football playing the likes of New Hampshire, Sam Houston State, and James Madison by not being a good football program. They're good. I knew going in I knew it was going to be a good football game, and it ended up being exactly that. And like I said, a few plays here or there. If we play a little bit more crisper and solid to start the game in all phases of the game, then probably we have a chance to win that game.
How would you assess the defensive plays, specifically the linebacking core?
Well, I just thought after the first 17 or 18 minutes, that's as good as we've played on defense in a while. I was really impressed with how we played on defense. Tackled in space, broke up some passes, intercepted a ball, made some plays on 3rd and 4th, where we haven't been good in the past. So I think there was a lot of things that we'll look at and like by how we played on defense. But still, there's some mistakes that we made early in the game that we wish we had to play back. But we'll move forward and we'll be all right.
Anything else, Coach Walsh? Thank you, guys.
Good, Phil.